Welcome back, Wogglers. If you made it through my very long previous video, you'll know that we're talking about fields. So in my last video, we talked about all the different types of fields that you can add to any one given record. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to go over the options that you have once you've added a field to your record. So let's add a field. We're going to do a single line field. And this is just going to be we're on accounts now, so we'll say this field is supposed to be there because it is collecting the official legal business name, right? So as you can see, I grabbed my single line and I plopped it right here, and the first thing that happens is single line 1. We don't want that to be the name of our field, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to name your field what you want to name it. So this is going to be legal business name. So perfect. So now we have our single line legal business name field. However, what if there are some extra bits that we kind of want this field? And what I mean when I say extra bits is we can mark it as required. So on creation of an account, it will be required for you to fill in the legal business name. And if I think about it, we're not going to do that initially because when we first put accounts into our system here at the Adventure Pack selling business that I own, we may not know the legal business name of the account that we're working with yet. So I'm not going to mark it as required. The next option that we have here is to set permissions. I'm going to go ahead and click on that to show you. So in a previous video, if you watched all of them, if you haven't, watched the permissions video, you can get down to allowing your different profiles of the people that you offer access to of your CRM. You can get down to specific fields. So for example, if you have an administrator, a standard, and a sales team, and you wanted to add a finance team into this mix, you could give the finance team read and write to be able to update the legal business name, because they're going to really be the ones that are interacting with the legal business name of any account that you work with. But you don't want the sales team to be able to update that. So you're going to make it so that the sales team can only read it. So they can see what it is, but they can't actually update it. And then the standard people are just our interns, so we're not going to show it at all to the interns. And your administrator, you almost always want your administrator to have read-write permission. And that goes into later when you're writing automations. That kind of plays a part. We'll get to that later, but I would advise that your administrator profile always has read-write permissions for all of the fields. And so we'll save that. All right, so the drop down, the 3 dots here, the settings, had 2 more options, in fact. One of them is the edit properties. What properties can a single line field have, you may ask? Well, we can limit the number of characters. So right now it defaults to 255, which is the most characters you can have for any one single line field. But if you, for some reason, didn't want them to be over 200, you can set the maximum number of characters allowed to 200. You can make it so that there are not duplicate values. For the legal business name for accounts, that makes a lot of sense. So if someone tries to go in from your finance team and, maybe they haven't had their cup of coffee, they're still a little tired, they forget which account they're working on, and they try and update one account with a different business account, if it's already there, it will throw an error and say this legal business name already exists in your system. You need to pick a different one. So you can not allow duplicate values. You can encrypt the field, which basically it's a level of data security that allows you to hide fields that have personal data in them, or if you are trying to set up your account to be HIPAA compliant, this allows you to choose the fields that need to be of higher security. You can set it as an external field, which essentially, I'll get out of here. Essentially it means that you can use this field as a unique identifier when trying to integrate external systems. We don't need that here. And then you can show tooltip, which is kind of fun. So for here, we can write in a little tooltip message. So if we type in, this is the name of the account under which they are legally allowed to do business. All right, so there will be a little I next to our field when you're looking at the detail record of an account. If you hover over it, it will show this message. Or you can have static text, which is it will show up and you'll always see it. If there is not a value in that field yet, then you'll be able to see it. So in this case, if we wanted it to just show up as a static value, we can do example DBAs. And then if you preview it, you'll be able to see legal business name, example DBA. So there you go. That is the settings for your single line field. Different fields have different settings, but I implore you to go explore them. Have a great day. Woggle woggle.